Ahmed, and I'm software engineer at FlexiServe. So today we are going to solve this problem called the true sum. So the way I approach all these kind of DSA problem is that I read the prompt first. Sometimes I even read it twice or thrice. It depends if it is clear or not. So let's start by reading the prompt. So it says, given an array of integers nums and an integer target, return indices of the two numbers such that they add up to target. And they tell us that we may assume that each input would have exactly one solution, and we may not use the same element twice. So I will remind you of this. We may not use the same element twice. We can return the answer in any order. And they gave us example 1, 2, 3, and some constraints. And they will also mention in the follow-up that you can come up with an algorithm that is less than O(n) squared time complexity. So all this information are really important. So we'll be solving this problem in Java. So the first thing that mostly I do when solving a problem is to do the brute force approach. So it might not be the most optimal solution, but it gives me idea of what to do. So let's start. Since it's an array, so let's start by creating a follow that will traverse through the array completely. So I++. So this is the first. So we need to create another array. well, let me ask you, why do you even need to create these two arrays? So because the first array will just go through all the elements in the array, and the second array will also go through all the elements. Why? Because we need to add the integers and see if they add to the target number that we are given. So we need to get two elements at the same time. So that's why. But this j is going to start from 1, and j it's going to go all the way to the end of the array. Then we give. So this, I just want to tell you something, that if we start this at 0, the first index, and the second one at 0, what does that mean? That means that we are comparing the same element. And you remember, they say you may not use the same element twice. So for us to do that, we need to start the first one from 0 and the second one from 1. And the first one should not go to the end of the array, but the second one should. So after that, then we can just take the numbers from the first loop, and then take the second number from the second loop. See if they add it to target. Then if they do that, we can just return new int array. We can just return new int array of these values. So we can return I and j. Remember they said indices, that return indices. So we are not returning the numbers, we are returning indices. So if it is absent, we can just return new int of array. We can just return an empty array. So let's see. Let's run this and see. So as you can see, it passed all the test cases. But let's try submitting it, because this is not the optimal solution. But let's try submitting it and see. It says wrong solution. So you see, this is not the optimal solution, and actually even the time complexity is not at the best. So let's go back and do the optimal solution. So the optimal solution, mostly this kind of problem we can solve them using HashMap. So let's start by creating map. So we create map of integer, and I can just call it hash. Oh, let me just to easily just call it map hash map. So for this, let's go through the array similar thing as we did in the previous solution. So we can just go through the array, but at this time what we are going to do differently, let's get the complement. So if we get the complement of this, how do we get the complement? We get the target, we subtract the current number, that means that's the complement. So we can just check if map contains key complement. So if it contains this key complement, that means that we have our solution. Then we can return new int array, and we can just but remember they said indices, so we are going to put I, and then for the map, in order to get the index, we need to do map.get and get the complement. So because we are saving in the first, at the hash map, the first value we are saving the key, that's the value, and in the second one we are saving in the value we are saving the index, so that we can get it this way by using the get method. So after that we use the map, and then we put the number. That means if it does not exist, we put the index, and at the end of the loop, this should be the end, we can just return an empty array, new int array, if it does not exist. Okay, so let's run it as yes, excellent. So it passed all the test cases. So now let's submit and see. So you see, so the time complexity, as I said, for the first solution is n square, because we are going through the array. We are having two for loops, so that is n times n, which is n square. That is the O of n square. And in the second one, in this one, we have the time complexity is going to be O of n, because we are looping the array just once, and we are saving the element in the map, and then we are just checking it. And the space complexity is also of n, because we have this map. In the worst case scenario, we are going to save all the elements, so it's O of n for space and time complexity. Thank you for watching, and if you have any question, you can put it in the comment. I'll try my best to answer. Thank you so much. See you later.